Hello, I'm back with part 3 of how the devil tried to trap me into Islam and how he led me into a abusive relationship. So we left off at my ex. I believe we were calling him Jay. He got in a really bad car accident which left him paralyzed from the waist down, and I was one of the first people that he called after the accident, and I was tickled pink about it, thinking that it was so meant to be. After an accident, he gave me a call, but it was really a it was a tactic of the enemy. It was the enemy he confused me, he wrapped me into this thing, and everything that happens is never a coincidence. Coincidences are not real. There's a spiritual world, there's a spiritual realm where either God is giving you something, or God is letting something happen, or the devil is behind it and his demons are behind it. So in this case, the devil and his demons were behind. My ex contacted me at that time because he knew I would be flattered and felt like, oh, it's so meant to be. He called me after this horrible event happened in his life. Moving right along, I did speak of like some of the abuse that started happening once I got into the relationship. Physically, he would squeeze my hand until I had no strength left. Like, he would squeeze all of the strength out of me by just simply squeezing my hand. And I mentioned, and I'll mention again, that once a person has you here, they can do anything to you. So mentally, this man had me. I was not afraid of him, like how some people say I was so scared I wasn't afraid of him, but he had me mentally. He mentally abused me, emotionally abused me, so therefore he could basically do anything else at that point. He broke me down, told me I was nothing, nobody else loved me like him, the typical abuser's behavior. So yeah, he had me there, so basically he could do whatever else. And people would ask, he's in a wheelchair, why don't you just, he can't do much to you. But he had me mentally. First of all, I didn't want to hurt him because I loved him. Did he love me? Probably not. Thinking about it, probably not. That's not love. But he would compare me to other girls. He would I wouldn't, even if he heard males in the background, if I was on the phone with them at work or at school. I was working and going to school, college at that time. It would be an issue once I got home because I had moved in with him to help care for him. Yeah, so that happened, but the Holy Spirit was with me the entire time of all of these events, and all of this time I was with him maybe a little over a year. It was not long because the Holy Spirit kept warning me. I'm going to talk about some of the things that the Holy Spirit would do that just let me know that he's still there, like God still loves me and he will never leave me. Like, one day my ex had a dream that I got pregnant by somebody else. He described a guy. It was this whole big thing, and I had no idea what he was talking about. But lo and behold, God was giving him a glimpse of my future. God will do that if a person thinks that they have a hold on you, or they're being used by the devil. He'll show them that's my child. So that was God showing him, that's my child. You have no control over her, and here is her future. And that was, he had a dream about my daughter's father. Shortly after I left him, a couple years after I left him, I became pregnant with my daughter. And that's how good God is. But he would also do things like, things would pop up like in newspapers and things like that, I would see articles of spouses or other people that are dating other people. It was this one situation where a girl got murdered by someone that she was dating, and it scared me so bad. I felt it in my soul that God was like, this, he said it to me, this is how you're going to end up if you do not leave. So therefore I started to pray every single day. It's not easy to just get up and leave, but I started to pray that God would get me out of it. I'm going to come back to that because I'm jumping ahead a little. I did say that I was going to talk about where he convinced me to be Muslim. I grew up Christian my whole entire life, against my Christian values. My mother saying, don't do it. It was when I first got with him, I was going to church every Sunday. His grandparents are Christians. It was just his parents that were Muslim. His grandparents was like, don't let him convince you to be Muslim. You're a good, wholesome church girl. Hopefully you can help him. But me being naive, young, and he had control over this, I eventually fell into the Islamic religion. And he would play the Islamic rituals at night while we were asleep, and it was terrifying. I'm not trying to be offensive of anybody's religion, but to me, this is my story, it gave me nightmares. It gave me nightmares. Them singing, I guess you would say in Arabic, gave me nightmares. It did not sound like something that somebody should be listening to. I interpreted it as rituals are like demonic. It was demonic to me. That's what I felt in my soul. So, I mean, if anybody else experienced something different, that's you. But he would play that at night. I would have to wrap my hair, of course. All of my hair fell out. I was not eating properly. I got really, really small and skinny. And I was unrecognizable to my family. My mom, I was coming to my mom's house one day, and at the time I didn't have a car, so I had to catch public transportation. And my mom would walk a lot of places. Everywhere she went was in walking distance from her house. I was walking down the street after I got off the bus to go to my mom's house, and she did not recognize me. This is how much this man took over, because he took over my mind. My physical appearance had also changed. I was also, my grandma tried to talk to me about what was going on, and I was a tad bit disrespectful to her. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to talk about it. And it was all because he had my mind. So it was a lot of things that went on with disrespect and like just shut me off from my family. My parents, my grandma, well, my mom and my grandma did not recognize me, my behavior or my physical appearance. Now my father was happy that I made this transformation, because he is, till this day, he is Muslim. So he was happy about it, even though I was so broken and so messed up inside. I knew this was not what God wanted for me, but I was in the thick of it at this point. So let's fast forward to where I took my Shahada. They went to this local, I forgot what you call it, masjid. And I took my Shahada one day where, you know, the men sit in the front and listen to the Imam. I was in the back. It was so traumatic. A lot of this stuff I kind of forgot, but I remember, I think, going up to the front and them saying some words. I don't even remember the words that they said. And I took my Shahada, and yeah, that's how it happened. It was not memorable, unfortunately. I didn't really talk to many people. I didn't trust many people, especially people that were in his circle, because no matter what this man did or said or how he treated me, they were always on his side and justified what he did and said. So let's stop doing that. Even as family members, even mothers to sons, grown sons, if your son is wrong and you see that he's mistreating or abusing somebody, please, please, please speak out to him. Please, every chance you get, tell him that that's wrong. Encourage the young lady. I didn't get that. And it was very heartbreaking. A lot of people watching the abuse happening. I know from this experience that I would never, ever, ever sit back and watch my son, anybody, my children abuse anybody just because of the experience that I experienced. You wouldn't want that to happen to your children. You wouldn't want it to be vice versa. So why sit back and let this happen to somebody else's child? So next time, I'm gonna stop it here because I've been trying to do like 10 minutes. It's a little over, but next time we'll talk about how I got out and how he tried to pull me back in like a few years after. But for now, thank you guys. You have a